Yeah, so what does your guys' Discord look like? Like, how have you structured your Discord? Because I'm sure that's something a lot of people are curious about. So tell me what your Discords look like.
We have what some people probably would consider a lot of channels, but I constantly am paring down channels because it's really important to me to keep things organized and make sure that the channels that are there are being used and active, and also concise, because it can get really overwhelming for a new member, especially if they're new to Discord overall, to go into a server and be like, there's a wall and I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling in all of these different channels that I have all of these special spots for all of this different information. So I have a few headers. So we have like for the top, it's just like business stuff from me, like announcements and like stream alerts and stuff like that. And the rules, that's all in one section. And then there's like the main chat section, I would say. Actually, I just rearranged this so that the clips are at the top because people were having a hard time finding where to put clips. And I was like, clip my stream more, guys.
Yeah, to make it like really evident.
Yeah, so I put that at the top too. But then it's like the main chat section, and that has like a general chat, a pictures chat, a creative chat, and then that might be mostly it. Yeah, and then we have a spoiler chat that I just created that might not stay because people aren't using it very often. And then we have what I call therapy sessions, which is funny stuff, cute stuff, and like an actual self-care channel. And then we have a stream advice column is what we call it, where people will constantly ask about stream things. And I'm like, go ask in Discord because it gets it out of my chat, one, and two, there are a lot of people in the community that stream, so you're not getting just my voice on it.
Yeah.
And then we have a gaming section where I've broken down games that I play often, but I also keep a channel in there for whatever blind playthrough I'm doing so that they can spoil away in that channel, and I just mute that channel.
They just get out of the system. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah. So they can spoil wherever they want to. And that's a good avenue. We found that that's like super duper helpful for my blind playthroughs. They can like yell into the void and I don't ever have to worry about it. But yeah, it's not a lot of channels. I think there are like less than 20 channels altogether. And I try to keep them kind of sectioned so that they are themed a little bit. And then we have, Eric was saying earlier, like the channels that you can have with just roles attached to them. We have some hidden channels. So we have one for D&D. We have one for a book club that we have, and then we have one that is no longer, that was for like specific game days, basically. And those are like, you have to ask for the role. So they're kind of opt-in, but once you get the role, that channel appears. Just because those were channels that were specific to a person, and I didn't want to clutter the main Discord with them if people weren't going to participate in those activities. So yeah, that's the rundown of our Discord.
Hunter, what about you?
Let me look.
Right.
I like pulled mine open because I was like,
I know, right? Like there's the mod stuff is in there too, I guess. So
yeah, right. So that's another thing that I really love. That's right. When I'm streaming, that's what I get the most use out of Discord. So I've got rules at the top, and it's like there's an introduction section. It never gets added to. It only gets like refined a little bit. It's like, here's what is happening in this Discord. You can find this kind of stuff here, this kind of stuff here. Here's the nature of Discord if you need a little bit of it. It's like that kind of stuff. That's your landing page, right?
Yeah.
And then some announcements. And then beyond that, the mod chat and urgent notes. Urgent notes is one that we've added in recently, where I keep Discord open, and if mods need my attention immediately, because apparently my eyes are blind to them in Twitch chat, they will post in there, and it's like, hey, here's the thing you really need to pay attention to. Or things like, should we move this subject along? I can't tell if you're getting like annoyed with it, if you're ignoring it, or those kinds of things.
Oh, that's
very
cool.
valuable. Yeah, having that be outside but kind of active. General chat, some very rarely game specific stuff. When conventions pop up, a convention specific chat so everybody who's going there can post their own schedules and keep up to date with what I'm doing and post videos and stuff. Mental health and wellness, some creativity stuff. And mental and physical health and wellness, creativity stuff gets locked in. So it's like self-improvement and self-care, but in a community setting. So like we could sort of share that. And then some voice channels and things. So it's pretty, it's not super light, but it's relatively restricted. So it's really easy to find the stuff that you may want to get into. And there's not a lot of wasted space, but it's also doesn't open up to a lot of other possibilities that could be out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing that you mentioned was the landing page, which if you guys haven't built a server or even checked your settings, so you can actually, when you create your server, you can choose like the default channel that someone will land on when they open up your server through your invite link. So that can be pretty helpful to set a channel that is maybe just dedicated for like the rules of your server or like your announcements or something as like a place to start.
Critical. It's
Yeah.
really good
It's
to
absolutely
introduce
critical.
people to the server. What is it about? Who are you guys? How do you use it? Where might they, based on their interests and how they want to use it, find the most value? What's the first place they should stop after that?
Yeah.
It also kind of gives them a guide. I don't know how everybody else structures like the modding of their Discord, but we have, when you join Discord, you're automatically given a role. So we don't use general at all. General is locked except for the rules page and I think the announcements. So unless like that's the general role, we have a bot that gives you a role. It assigns you a role. It's the Stream Alerts role that I use to bypass the at everyone role because everybody mutes their Discord for everyone notifications. And so I use the Stream Alerts role as kind of an
Whoa, that's smart. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's okay. It's a way to allow people to get that stream alert if they want it, but then they can easily opt out of it if they don't. And I say right in the rules page, right in that landings page, like, please take, like, let us know that you don't want it if you don't want it. Like, there's seriously no hard feelings. I would much rather they get the at everyone announcements that I do than my daily stream alert thing, because like my schedule doesn't change. That's going to stay the same. But if I need to get your attention to tell you about events that are coming up or cool things that we have going on, I would much rather you leave my Discord unmuted, because I don't use that tag almost ever. Like I use it literally twice a week is excessive for me. So like that's something that I find to be really sacred, is that everyone tag. Right. So I would rather you leave the server unmuted to the everyone tag and instead get this other secondary role taken off, right? So we also add a role to people, but we have to, like, we ask that they link their Twitch and their Discords together so I know who I'm talking to, because that's something that Discord allows us to do, but is it's really easy for people to make two different accounts, obviously. So I don't know who I'm talking to all the time. And that's a really easy way for me to just check their profile and say like, oh, they're this person.
Which is really cool
once they get that. Yeah. Once they get that, like that link together, we just assign them the role that allows them to see the rest of the server. So the landing page for us like explains all of that, and also any of the rules and the cool stuff that's going on in Discord, if they actually read it. Hopefully they do.
That's the challenge, isn't it? That's the
It's always the challenge, yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting. I haven't even thought about that. For my server, so yeah, pretty much the same thing as you guys. And one distinction I want to make, because I'm not sure how many people do this, but I have an announcements channel and I have a separate going live channel.
Yeah, I do that too.
That I think is really important, because like there are people that are going to mute the going live channel, but like want to see the important stuff. And so you really do want an announcements channel that only you or your mods can write in. That's for like critical information about the stream, right? You don't want to like flood that with like unnecessary stuff. You want to make it super accessible, visible, and not annoying so people mute it. Like, so put your going live stuff in a separate channel. And for those that don't know how that works, obviously like you just ping everyone, I guess, whenever you're streaming, and put a link to your channel, and that provides a convenient way for those who choose to keep it unmuted to easily know when you're going live through mobile or whatever they use Discord on.
If you put your announcements and your going live stuff in the same thing, if you have something really important that you're like, hey, we're doing this really special event next week, and then you stream 4 times, like that's gone, right? It takes no time for that to disappear. Nobody can see it anymore.
For sure. I have like a section for games. So I have like a channel if you're looking for people to group up with. I'll do a couple channels of whatever's like hot right now. So like we'll do one for Niantic, like so for Pokemon Go and the new Wizard game, and just like whatever we're playing currently at the time. So we continue to like remove those channels when they die and then bring in new channels as something becomes relevant at the time. Then we have like a section for like IRL stuff. So for food, music, tech, that's pretty active, sports, fitness. We also have what Frank mentioned, which is a Real Talk channel. So It's a place where people can use to vent.
Oh yeah.
And kind of just like it's a heavier channel, so it's like you can choose to go there if you want, and like just if you feel like talking about that kind of stuff, and then we have stuff that's like for the stream. So like for clips, I think a clips channel is super helpful because it allows people to check out the best clips. It also encourages your community to make clips and submit them and bring that to your community center. And then we have like a couple of like meme channels as well. And then we have a section for like books, movies, and shows. So we'll do a couple channels of what's popular, like Game of Thrones. We have a Game of Thrones. We have a Marvel channel. And then we have like a general like books, movies, shows channel for whatever else people want to talk about. So, and then we have voice channels. We just have a couple voice channels for people if they want to chat or play games, or for mod meetings and stuff too. We have like a couple mod channels.
Do you find that people use your Discord more in text versus voice?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nobody uses my voice channels.
Yeah, almost nobody.
Because I
uses
don't
their
use voice channels. Like I don't promote it myself. I don't really
That is a big part of it,
not my
isn't
thing.
it?
Yeah.
We use voice when we're getting together. There are a couple of things that we'll use the voice chats for. So we do have them. So like book club, for example, we'll get together and talk about the book. Once they're done reading it, they'll have like one day where they get together and talk about the book. And they all gather in voice chat to do that. And we also have a voice to text, like a voice text channel, if that makes sense. So if people want to listen in on voice chat, but they don't want that, they're shy and they don't want to like speak, we allow them to like have a channel where they're just like, it's nonsense if you go in there because you're just seeing one side of the conversation.
To things you
yeah,
can't see.
exactly. But it allows them to be a part of that conversation and listen in without feeling like the obligation to speak. Because I think that is a huge thing for a lot of introverts, and go figure, Twitch is full of them. So yeah, so that's one that we found to be useful.
I think voice is it's a personal feature, right? Where it depends on what your personal use case is for it most of the time. So a lot of times the benefit of having voice channels and servers are if you want to do a community game night with your community, or you want to do a watch together for E3. And you want your community to have a chance to all shout into the void reactions with each other. I use my personal voice channels to get friends together to go do a Dauntless hunt or something like that. Or if I don't want to use a game's in-game voice and I would rather just have my Discord voice because I know the audio quality, I know it's going to be good, I know my key bindings, like it's all going to be gravy, I'll have that. So it's the option of having that, plus if you're in a foreign country and you have a Wi-Fi connection and an easy way to stay in touch with all of your friends and stuff like that, if you want to hop on a quick call, hopping into a voice channel is an easy way to do that, or just doing a direct voice call with people is a really easy way to do that. That's how I would hack my way around it while I'm traveling and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many friends that I have across the world that I will never have their phone number because why when I can just like text them or call them via Discord.
Yeah. So I mean, there's I definitely understand why people use text, because it's a thing, it's a permanent thing, you can live there forever, it's easy to moderate. Voices, it's the other big portion of Discord. It's a place that allows you to you're going to get a good quality experience if you're using Discord voice, which is nice.